gonna get a little bit of strengthening for our entire body. We're gonna get moving around, just enjoy the feeling of moving, get some endorphins going, get some blood flowing, just to feel better, strengthen our body, and to improve our health and wellness. So what I actually have for this class is a couple of dumbbells. These are 5-pounders, so it doesn't need to be a huge amount of weight. If you don't have any weights at your home, that's totally okay. Feel free to use something as simple as a water bottle with some water in it. You could use some cans of soup. Those are about 1 pound each in each hand. Feel free to get creative. Literally anything in your house, even if it doesn't weigh that much, it'll still take some of your gripping muscles to be able to hold on to it. If you genuinely don't have anything to use, go ahead and just do the same movements I'm doing, but with only your hands, okay? Some of the movements we're doing won't even use the equipment, but for the ones that do, feel free to just go with the flow and not use them at all, okay? So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna put those dumbbells on the ground. Reminder, make sure you have a chair that's comfortable for you to sit in, and it's also very sturdy, so it allows you to move around and doesn't feel like it's gonna break or anything. So for our starting movement, we're gonna do a few little warm-ups. We're gonna do our narrow feet, wide feet, okay? So we're gonna start with both feet together, like so. And then what we're gonna do is bring our feet out as far as we can and in. Good. Out and in. And we're really trying to get those feet out as far as possible. Really try to do your best. And when we're doing this exercise too, it's also important to not lean back quite as far. So you can really exaggerate this and lean back. You want to try to stay nice and upright when you're doing this movement, okay? So out and in, just getting some blood flow, nice and easy with that movement. Good. And rest. Perfect job, everyone. For our next movement, we're gonna do our seated marches. So we're gonna alternate by bringing both knees up, back and forth, as high as we can, okay? So what you really wanna focus on when doing this one is just driving that knee straight up in the air as high as possible, okay? And sometimes when people do this one, they can get a little crazy and they'll go a little too fast. So make sure you're controlling the movement throughout and not going back down towards the ground too far, okay? So we're going back and forth, get some nice blood flow once again, and we're just warming that body up, nothing too crazy here. Good. And rest. Perfect. Excellent job so far, everyone. For our next movement, we're going to do our chair jumping jacks, okay? So make sure you have plenty of space to the side of your chair. And we're going to start with both feet together with both arms to the side. And we're going to bring them both out and in. Good. Out and in. Back and forth here. Out and in. Nice and easy with those movements. Good. Out, in, out, and in. Perfect. You guys are doing excellent so far. Keep moving those body. We're going as far as we can. Back and forth. Good. Nice and steady with those movements. Let's do a couple more here. 1, 2, last one. And break. Excellent job. So for this next one, we're going to move into our reach down to the ground and reach to the sky exercise. This one I really like because it helps loosen up a lot of different muscles. It helps warm up your back, your hips, and even your shoulders, okay? So what we're gonna do is make sure your feet are spread apart nice and far, and we're gonna try to reach down as far as we can and see if we can touch all the way to the ground, okay? If you can't touch all the way to the ground, go as far as you can, and then go ahead and reach all the way back up to the sky. Perfect. All the way down, and touch. All the way up and reach. Perfect. Nice and controlled with that movement. Down. Try to go a little deeper this time. Touch. All the way back up. Good. Down. Touch. Back up and reach. Let's do one more here. All the way down. And all the way up. Beautiful. Excellent job, everyone. Looking good so far. We got one more final warm-up movement. And this warm-up is going to be our ankle, head, and wrist rolls. So we're going to start by putting one foot straight out as far as we can. And we're just going to get some nice big rolls with that ankle. Trying to get as much movement as we can. Just going all the way around, nice and easy. Getting some big circles going. Good. And we'll go ahead and switch to our other foot. We're going to repeat with the same thing. Once again, we're doing those same nice big circles, trying to get as big of motion as we can all the way around with our ankles here. Good. Nice and easy. And next we'll do our wrist rolls. So go ahead and bring your hands down into this position like so. And we're going to get some nice movement all the way around with our wrists here. Feel free to add your fingers in as well if you'd like. This will help if you have any arthritis or hand stiffness. Just get those joints moving around, getting a little bit of blood flow through them, and everything just feeling nice and better. Good, good, good. And for our last movement, we're going to do our head rolls. So go ahead and start towards either side for me. We're going nice and easy all the way around. Good. Remember, when we're doing this one, feel free to move around the pain. If there is any sources of pain, maybe you have some neck issues, you don't need to go into the pain. Go around the pain when we're doing this, okay? Go ahead and switch sides. We're going to be doing the same thing all the way around. Nice and easy with those movements. Good. Nice big circles. Good, good, good. Let's do a couple more rotations. And rest. Perfect. Excellent job, everyone. Got a little bit of our warm-up done. Now we're going to move into a little bit of work for our core, okay? So this is going to work our tummy muscles. This first thing we're going to do is our Russian twist. So what we're going to need to do to start off this movement is by sitting towards the front of our chair, okay? We need our butt almost towards the edge of that chair completely. Next, what we're going to do is sit back nice and slowly, and then we're going to have about an inch from our back on the back of the chair, okay? So I'm not actually touching the back of the chair. I'm about an inch from touching it. So we're going to hold that position. You should feel a nice little pull on your tummy muscles already. And then what we're going to do is some nice, easy Russian twists, okay? So we're going side to side with our core. Good. And I'm still remaining sitting back, okay? So I'm still leaning back this entire time while I'm doing this. Good. Nice and easy with those movements. Good. Back and forth. Nice and easy. Good. Let's do one more on each side. Hold those muscles for me. You're doing great. And rest. Perfect job, everyone. I know that one gets a little tricky, so good work on that. And for our next movement, we're going to do our leg raises. So I'm going to give you two variations. The first one's going to be an easier version. So for the easier version of leg raises, you're going to have both legs straight out in front of you. And all you're going to do is bring them straight up at the same time and straight down, okay? Straight up and straight down. Good. So straight and down. You're trying to lift them off the ground and down. Harder version for this one is by bringing your legs into a bent position. So your knees are going to be bent and you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to bring those legs up and down, up and down. If you do the harder version, try not to lean back quite as far because you can really cheat this and leaning back will make it a lot easier. So make sure you're sitting up nice and tall for both variations, going up and down. Perfect. Up and down. Excellent. Very nice indeed, everyone. So for our next movement, what we're gonna do is our TikToks. This is gonna work the side of our core muscles. Go ahead and start with your arms to the side of your chair like so. And we're gonna try to reach down as far as we can and see if we can touch all the way to the ground, okay? So we're going back and forth with this movement, nice and steady, going all the way. Good. Reaching all the way down, nice and easy. And if you can't get quite all the way down, that's okay. Remember, we're doing it at our own ability level, so try to reach down as far as you can. If you want to make this a little more challenging, feel free to make your hands into knuckles and then try to reach down. That'll increase the range of motion just a little bit, and it'll make it a little bit harder for you. Good, excellent everyone. Go ahead and rest on there. We are all finished with the core work, so now we're gonna move into a little bit of our strengthening with the weights. For our first exercise, what we're gonna do is our sit to stand. So what we're gonna do is grab one of those dumbbells, and if you are not able to stand up out of a chair without the use of your hands, I'm gonna give you another option to do instead of the sit to stand. So go ahead and watch this. I'm gonna let the individuals who do wanna try this one give it a shot, and then I'll give you an option as well, okay? So go ahead, if you are trying to sit to stand, have your dumbbell in your hand like this, or you can hold it like this, whatever's more comfortable. And what you're gonna do, shift your weight forward, stand up nice and tall, and then slowly sit back down into your chair, okay? We really wanna make sure we're not rushing the movement. We're going nice and controlled, up and down, good. Up and down, good. If you feel comfortable doing that movement, either with or without weight, feel free to continue at a nice, consistent, slow pace. If you cannot do that movement, we're gonna do some leg extensions, okay? So go ahead and just work on kicking one leg out, bring it back, other leg out, and back, good. Out, back, out, and back. We're going back and forth, nice and easy. Good. And we're doing our best to get the most range of motion here. Remember, you're trying to get your leg as straight as possible, going back and forth when we're doing this. Good, good, good. And we'll go ahead and rest. If you were doing those sit to stands during that time, give yourself a pat on the back. Great job on that. Seated individuals doing the leg extensions, good job for you as well. For our next movement, we're gonna move to our arm curls. So this is gonna work our bicep muscles. Go ahead and grab your weights and start with them to the side of your chair. And then what we're gonna do is try to curl those weights straight up and straight down, okay? So we're just moving at our elbows, nothing else when we're doing this. Going nice and easy, up and down, up and down, good. And when we're doing this movement, remember we're trying to turn our pinky kind of up towards the sky, and that's gonna work a specific type of our bicep muscle compared to if we didn't turn that pinky up towards the sky, okay? So nice and easy. Remember, we're controlling the movement throughout here, controlling the movement, not getting anything too herky-jerky, going nice and controlled. Good. Let's do one more. Up and down. Perfect. I'm going to put these on my lap for just a second. And for our next movement, we're going to do our lateral raises. We're going to start with those dumbbells to the side like we were last time. And what you're going to do is try to bring them up as high as you can, ideally parallel to the ground. and then slowly back down, okay? This movement is a little tricky, so if you feel like you can't do it with the weights, go ahead and put those weights down onto the ground and just try it with your hands, okay? Just try it with your hands, because this one is a little tricky and is pretty tough. But if you do want that challenge, feel free to add those weights, okay? This is another one that might cause some pain for some people, so again, don't feel like you need to use those weights. Just have them in case you do want that bit of an extra challenge, okay? Same as last one, we're going nice and controlled with our movement all the way back and forth. Good. And rest. Excellent job, everyone. For our next movement, we're going to do our rear delt flies. So for this one, you're going to need to be bent over, okay? So I have my legs together like so, and I'm going to bend over as far as I can. My chest is going to come down to my knees, okay? And then once I'm holding this position, I'm going to bring those dumbbells straight to the side, just like those last movements, and down. The difference with this one is that I'm leaning down the entire time, okay? So this is going to work our back muscles instead. Make sure you're breathing throughout this movement. And when you're doing this, make sure you're staying bent over. That's probably the most important part of this movement, okay? Stay nice and bent over. Good. Let's do a couple more. All the way up, down, all the way up and down. Good. Go ahead and sit up for me. Take a couple deep breaths. Make sure that blood's getting back in your head. You don't feel like you're going to pass out. I know sometimes when I sit up after those movements, I feel a little out of breath. So grab your breath back and we'll continue to move into the next movement. For this next one, what we're going to do is actually a standing movement, okay? So once again, I'm going to give a standing variation. And if you aren't comfortable doing this, we can move down into our seated variation, okay? So for standing individuals, what you're going to do is feel free to grab onto the chair. This one will take a little bit of balance, but you're going to do a calf raise. So you're going to bring your heels up, and then at the same time, you're going to do a shrug, okay? So we're doing calf raise with a shrug. Good. Nice and controlled. Calf raise, shrug. You can have your hand on that chair. Calf raise, shrug. Good. So you guys, if you're comfortable with standing, go at that nice consistent rate. Seated individuals, we can do the same movement, just doing it seated, okay? So we'll do calf raise and shrug. Good. So heel up, shrug. Good. Standing individuals, keep going nice and steady with your movement. Down, up, and down. Good. Let's do one more here, all the way up and down. Perfect job, everyone. Excellent work. So what we're going to move into for our next one is a little bit of standing lateral and forward walking, okay? So this first one's going to be a lateral squat walk, and all we're going to do is go back and forth in place, okay? So we want our knees bent, ideally as low as we can get. Go as low as you comfortably can, and what we're going to do is just work that squat walk back and forth, okay? So we're going nice and easy with this movement, seeing if we can stay down as low as we can, and going back and forth nice and easy. Continue with that movement if you're comfortable with it. Seated individuals, you guys are going to do your seated walk back and forth, okay? So seated walk, good. Seated individuals, you're going to be doing that movement. Standing individuals, you're going to be doing this movement, okay? Back and forth, trying to keep those knees bent if we're standing and seeing how low we can get. Good. And rest. Very nice, everyone. So for our next movement, we're going to do a similar exercise, except we're going to be going forward and backward, okay? So I'm going to show the standing version first. We're going to start with our right leg going forward. Still in that squat walk, we're going to go right forward and then left back. Right forward, left back. Good. Right forward, left back, right forward, left back. Good. Remember, we're trying to stay down if we can, and then seated individuals, you'll be doing right forward, right back, right forward, right back. Good. Right forward, right back. So that's what the seated individuals will do. Standing individuals, right foot forward, left foot back. We want to stay down in that squat position, okay? Down in that squat position. Good. So we're going to go ahead and flip the script and go ahead and move to our opposite leg. Still with that squat position, going left forward and right back. Left forward and right back. Good. Left, back. Beautiful. Nice, easy movements. You guys are doing great. Left forward and back. Seated individuals, you guys are going to be doing your left foot reach and left foot back. Left foot reach and left foot back. Good. Reach, back, reach, and back. Good. So that's the seated variation. Standing variation, you're going to do your left foot forward and right foot back squat walk. Good. And rest. Good. Everyone go ahead and move to your seated variation with me. And we're going to do a little bit of power and core work to finish off. All right, so for our power and agility movements, we're going to practice doing some quick punches and some quick kicks, okay? So just follow my lead and we'll move through this. We're going to do a couple sets of each. So we're going to start with those quick punches. So go ahead and have your hands about in this position. And what you're going to do is punch back and forth, nice and steady first, okay? So we're going with a nice and easy cadence. Punch, punch, punch. Good. And now let's go a little bit faster, just a little faster, still nothing too crazy. Punch, 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 punch. Good. Now let's go as fast as we can. Punch, 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 punch. Good. Move those hands, extend that arm all the way out, and rest. Whew. Good one. It gets me out of breath a little bit. So what we're going to do next is our leg extension. So this is going to be our kicks, and we're going to start with the same thing. We're going back and forth, nice and easy at first. Going kick, kick, kick. Good. Let's go a little bit quicker now. Same thing. I'm going at about a moderate pace. Good. Now let's go as quick as we can. Kick, kick, kick. Good. Try to get that leg all the way out there. Kick, kick, kick. And rest. Good job, everyone. Good job, good job. So we're going to do one more set of that cycle we just did. So we'll put those hands back and up into position like so. And we'll start with those nice slow punches once again, okay? Back and forth. Punch, 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 punch. Good. Nice and easy. Let's go a little bit quicker now. We're going at about that moderate pace. Good. And now we're going as fast as we can once again. Fast, 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 fast. Punch, 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 punch. And break. Whew. Excellent job, everyone. Good work, good work. We're going to go ahead and finish off the exercise session today before we move into stretching with our kicks. Once again, we're going back and forth as quickly as we can, okay? We're trying to straighten that leg as much as possible. Good. Back and forth. Kick, kick, kick. Good. And now let's go a little bit faster. Again, we're going about a moderate pace for yourself, whatever that looks like. Good. Now let's go as fast as we can. Quick kicks, quick, kick, 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 as fast as you can. And rest. Excellent job, everyone. Good work today. We're going to move into a little bit of stretching to help calm our body, work on our flexibility a little bit. Go ahead and stick one of your legs out as straight as possible. And what we're going to do is our hamstring stretch, okay? So I'm trying to keep my leg as straight as possible when I'm doing this and trying to reach down to touch my toe, okay? When I'm doing this exercise, remember, it's not so much important as if you can touch your toe, but rather if you can keep your leg as straight as possible, okay? So reach down towards that ground and try for that toe, but ultimately keep that leg as straight as you can. Good, good, good. And we'll go ahead and switch to the other side. Same thing, we want to keep our leg nice and straight, and we're reaching down towards that toe. But remember, that's not the ultimate goal here. The ultimate goal, we want to keep that leg as straight as we can while trying to reach down, okay? Good. Hold that position. Make sure we're breathing throughout. And sit up nice and tall. Next, we're going to do our chair twist. Go ahead and grab the side of your chair for me. We're going to keep our legs pointed forward for this one. And then we're going to slowly twist as far as we can towards the side, okay? We're going to focus on breathing when we're doing this one and keeping our hips forward. What I'm doing with my head is almost trying to look behind me. That'll give me the best stretch when I'm doing this. Good. Big deep breaths. Excellent. We'll go ahead and switch to that other side. We're going to be doing the same thing here. Nice and easy with that chair twist. Same thing. I'm keeping my hips forward and I'm reaching all the way back and trying to look behind me. Good. Go ahead and come back forward, and we're going to finish off today with our overhead reach stretch. I really like this one. This helps kind of stretch out your shoulders a little bit and stretch out your back muscles. We're going to start by trying to reach one hand up as high as we can. And what I want you to actively do is try to touch the ceiling, okay? So you should be pulling through these muscles and trying to reach as high as you can. Get those fingertips up there. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Try to reach, reach, reach. Good. Take a couple big deep breaths in this position. Good. Slowly come back down. Other hand goes up. And once again, you're trying to do the same thing. So you're going up as high as you can. Big breath in and big breath out. Good. Big reach all the way up and down. Good. One more breath. Try to touch those fingertips to the sky. Good. And slowly come back down. And we are all set for class today. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful time. Get out and get moving today. We got you started, and we'll see you in that next video. Bye.